What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today I want to go over the new plans and parts that we got in for this L5P here behind me. Now, as I talked about a couple weeks ago, we were originally going to stick with the 369 turbo setup that's currently on this thing, but like always, plans have changed and we decided to go another route. And today I want to talk about all these parts and all the supporting mods that we're going for, along with end horsepower goal. So without further ado, let's open this kit up and we'll talk about everything that we'll be doing to this truck. All right, so the end goal of this truck currently hasn't changed. We're still gonna set it up to sled pull this season coming up, but for the meantime, we're gonna throw this really custom fab S400 kit on it. And then when sled pulling rolls around, you know, almost all the way through the season, we'll go ahead, take the S400 kit back off and then put the S369 back on. So what we got is a WCFAB S400 kit. These are a lot harder to come by nowadays because WCFAB stopped making these kits, so they're basically impossible to get. But we're able to source one. We got gloss white, and these are 3 packages. We got a 12 mil S&S pump and a fresh set of S&S 100% over injectors. So on this setup, you can run any S400 series with a T4 on this. We're going to go with an S472. Now, the end power goal is going to be around 1,000 horsepower that we're shooting for. Now, that's really kind of topping out what the S472 can do, but we'll see what proper tuning, what we can push out of this truck. So let's open the kit up, and I'll show you guys the whole entire kit, everything that came with it, and all the other little supporting things that we're going to be doing to this thing. So in this package here, I'll go ahead and get this cut open. This is the twisted pedestal, because on this truck here, they're running S400. There's not entirely enough room, sorry, I'm trying to do this one hand, to run it in the factory location. As you know, the stock turbo, it just sits in there flush like this. This pedestal, let me go ahead, get this pulled out of here, is a twisted pedestal design. Oh, there goes our hardware on the floor, but as you can see, this is where the up pipes come into the back here, and the turbo is going to sit twisted on the twisted pedestal because the factory location for this is not going to work. So WCFAB came up with this really nice pedestal right here, along with all the necessary hardware to get this in. Now, this truck is on a set of stock up pipes, and it does have a decent amount of miles. So we'll see when we get in there how the top bolts come out. If we snap the top bolts out in the pedestal, we might just leave them because we're not really want to dive into manifolds just yet. But if they come out easy, we'll go ahead and attempt to replace them before we make this job a bigger nightmare than it needs to be. So we'll see when that point in time comes. There's really no issues with stock up pipes. I very rarely see any failures out of those. So let me put this back down in here. And let me put the camera down for a second. I'll get this box cut open and we'll go over this one. So this is box 1, so we'll see what we got in here. Alright, so now we got this box open. WCFAB does an awesome job packing all this stuff, so let's get all this stuff out of here. Now with this kit, like I said, it's gloss white. Now, being that it's a twisted pedestal, that's going to throw all the geometry off, so we got a special downpipe for this S400. I see everything in here is powder coated gloss white. I believe that box is probably the intake, but let me go ahead and get all this stuff pulled out so we do a little overview of everything that's in this kit and what I'm going to change in this kit. So let's get this all out. In this box, looks like we got part of the intake. As you can see with this kit, that's awesome. You get a 5-inch intake on your normal standard intakes. I believe they're either a 3.5 or 4-inch. So huge piping here for the intake. We got a sweet Y bridge. Now there's really nothing out for the L5Ps with the stock Y bridge. No one really came out with one to use in stock form, but with the S400 kit you get this super nice Y bridge, which looks mint. Not going to unwrap it right now because I don't want to scratch it up before I get it put in, but we got one of those, and I'm going to go ahead and get this last and final box opened up here. Got the last box open, and basically all this is the intake box right here in gloss white, and then we got over here all our clamps and gaskets. Looks like those are for the new up pipes there. Cold side bracket, Just a bunch of heat wrap, looks like for the downpipe. We got the dummy plug for the VGT actuator because we're no longer going to have an actuator because we're going to a fixed vane versus a VGT. And just a whole bunch of other little stuff that we need to get this installed. So one thing I want to talk about that I want to change in this kit is right here, and this is the oil lines. I got to get them ordered. For whatever reason, I don't know if they don't use thick enough lines or what the deal is, but I've seen and heard and deal with it a lot with a lot of people talking about when they do an S400 kit on their truck, a WCFAB kit. They're driving up the road, and within the first 5 to 10 miles, even after being pre-oiled and all that good stuff, the turbo just decides to blow up. So I don't know if these lines just aren't thick enough to do the proper feed that it needs, but I'm gonna go ahead and just get a little bit upgraded lines for this. I'll show those to you guys when I go to install everything. But other than that, we're just waiting on the turbo because didn't get the turbo through WCFAB. We're gonna get an S472, and we gotta get the cover powder coated. So a couple of little things that we're gonna need as well is for the injectors, I need new copper washers and all that stuff that I went over last time when I did my truck, and nothing really for the pump. I think that's really about it. Now, we're not gonna go too crazy under here. We're gonna replace all this, get this coolant pipe matching the white, get rid of this intake. We're not gonna need that anymore. So a lot of stuff is gonna change, and with these trucks are pretty stout. We're not going to do head bolts or anything like that at this point in time on this. We're not going to stud it. We want to see really how far you can push the limitations of the stock head bolts. A lot of people run 1,000 horsepower no problem on stock bolts. So we're just going to see firsthand exactly what this truck can handle and get thrown at it. So basically that's really about it. That's really the only recipe you need on these trucks to make 1,000 horsepower is, you know, a big turbo. We got the lift pump and sump installed. We're going to get the 12 mil installed, hundreds installed, and a turbo. So we'll see this season. We're going to get on the dyno a couple times and see what the truck can actually make. But more than excited to get this on. I can't wait. The S400 chop on these sounds awesome. And the S300 is a great turbo. Really, it ran great with that, but we're gonna see what the S400 can do. So that's about it for this video, guys. I just want to do a quick little overview of what we have in store for the truck. I'm more than excited these parts showed up, but like I said, we're just waiting on the 472 to show up and a couple copper washers so we get the injectors installed, and that's basically all the parts that we need to get this thing done. So it shouldn't take long once we get everything here, but we got to get the turbo cover powder coated for 472 when it shows up. But other than that, everything should be pretty smooth sailing. So if you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe. If you like this video, be sure to leave it a big thumbs up. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Stop this conversation.